Good evening, everyone. My name is Craig, and welcome to tonight's episode of Guildgates and Goblins, and the 9th episode of our Curse of Strahd campaign. And yes, we're back after our 2-week absence. Not absence. We weren't drinking absinthe for 2 weeks. We were away for 2
We were
weeks.
just really drunk this whole time.
I hope if you got the chance to enjoy it, you like the Yawning Portal episode. It was certainly fun to be a player for me for a change. And Connor, I think you had a lot of fun DMing that.
I hated it.
You hated it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, yeah. What can I say to that then?
No, it was good. Go watch it.
Yes. Well, not right now. Watch this first.
You can watch it right now if you want.
No. Right. Okay.
Your count drops to 0.
Fair enough. The other thing worth mentioning as well is we are also absent Lochan once again, who was called away by work at the last moment, so unable to join us again, unfortunately.
I believe his name is Captain now.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're no longer calling Lochan. It is now Captain, for any of you wondering out there.
Yeah, so please leave a salute in the comments to show respect to the captain.
That's so funny. I love
because
it.
Because he hates it. It's great.
Anyway, I can't do that. It's too stupid.
07 in the comments, guys.
Oh boy.
He's gonna be so cross at that.
Okay. Give me a moment. All right. So last session, the party answered an invitation to tea with the Baron of Valaki, Vargas Valakovich, and his wife. During their meeting, the Baron revealed to the party that he was in a rivalry with another noble who he felt threatened his position, Lady Wachter. He said that she was a devil worshipper and asked the party to investigate and prove this for him, as well as investigate the disappearance of 2 of his servants. The party first met with the Baron's eccentric son, Victor, who had relegated himself to an attic in the family home and taught himself rudimentary magic, the results of which caused the disappearance of the 2 servants. The party then made their way to the house of Lady Wachter to speak to her and get her side of the story. Wait, what are you sniggering at,
Because
Connor?
every time you say Wachter like that, it just...
Well, that's just the way...
It just gives me life, Craig, okay? When you say that.
All right, okay. The
You're
party
like,
then
so when the party met Lady Wachter, it moved on. It's great. Don't let that distract you, though. Keep going.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. She said she knew of the Baron's claims and instead asked the party to assist her in usurping the Baron by getting rid of his henchman, Isaac Strasny. As the party were leaving her home unescorted, between Godfrey and Layson, they managed to turn themselves invisible and set about exploring the house. Lokai and Godfrey made their way to the upper floor where, after searching a study, came upon a hidden room containing evidence clearly marking Lady Wachter as a devil worshipper. Niralos and Layson, however, made their way into the cellar of the building, where they discovered a hidden room containing several cultists and a small red imp who yelled at them. So before we join the 2 of them on their adventure in the basement, I just want to jump up to Lokai and Godfrey and just, what would you guys like to do for the foreseeable future, essentially?
I mean, well, I would say to Lokai, hey, we still got a room to look in. Because there is another corridor. There's another room. There's 2 rooms, actually.
Yes, there's 2 rooms you guys have unexplored.
Another room on this side. I wasn't counting the other side.
Well, good for you to account for everything. We should probably check those out before we head downstairs. We still
I
got a little bit
agree.
of time on our
I'm sure
hands.
absolutely nothing wrong's going wrong downstairs, so...
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
so
go check that room. Well, I would head to this... Is that like a keyhole I can peer through or something?
Well, we'll come back to you guys as you move off. Because what we'll do now, essentially, we'll all roll initiative for the guys down in the cellar and for the 2 of you upstairs, just because
We'll
we
have
want
to do
to
stuff.
track, yes, of what everything is happening, because things might get a little bit complicated. So,
Yeah, a little.
Yes. So why don't we all roll initiative to start with, okay?
Dice don't fail me now.
It's okay.
Sakes.
We'll be having pina coladas upstairs.
Oh, I am boned.
I'm gonna minor illusion that song like as audio. You like pina colada? It's just us kicking down doors and pinching shit.
So I got a 16. Nirlos also got a 16. Lokai also got a 16.
I rolled a natural 20.
Godfrey gets a natural 20. Nice. Okay. and Layson on a 6. So just let for the order. So Lokai, what's your dexterity mod?
2. Let me
2.
see. Hang on. I think it's 2. Yep.
2. Okay. And Nerlos, what's your dex mod?
4.
4. Okay.
I'm a spooky
Right.
demon.
Just gotta check. Oops, too far.
Oh, I have +1 to my initiative as well, Greg. So 21.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't think it should matter.
Greg, I demand 21 in the initiative.
All right. Okay. I will change it in just a second. Okay. So Nerlos shall be after Godfrey and okay there. Okay, Godfrey. What would you like to do? So you're moving towards the door.
Yeah,
are you?
I'm gonna go see if
Yeah.
I can peer through a keyhole and see
Okay,
what's going
so-
on in that room.
Okay, so peering through that keyhole reveals. I'll just reveal all the room. There's nothing too secretive going on there. But if you'll just bear with me one moment. It seems to reveal a bedroom with nothing too out of the ordinary inside it. There's a neatly made bed and a table with an oil lamp on it, and a handsome wooden chest you can see, and a slender wardrobe. Side.
Well, can I try the door?
Yeah, you try the door and it opens.
I'll make my way towards that handsome-looking wooden chest.
Okay, so so searching the chest would be your action just for this turn. So if you just want to make an investigation check for me.
Sure. I'll grab my character sheet. I am really good at those. Okay. Not good at rolling though. That is 16.
Okay. Within the chest, you find a small pouch containing what looks to be 20 gold pieces, all once again bearing the visage of Strahd von Zarovich. But you also find
Strat bucks.
yes, the Strahd bucks, and a small hip flask, which seems to contain some sort of sloshing liquid inside. So it's quite full. As well as that, you find various clothes of what looks to be for a young man. Some of it of finer cut than others.
Alright, yeah, I just spent the rest of my turn investigating the contents of that hip flask.
A young man.
Okay.
There's no young men in this house.
That's a good.
Okay. Nerlos, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna yell cheese it and take the dash action.
Okay. What would you like to try and dash?
All right, let's. Oh wait, yeah. So. Oop.
I'm so boned.
Oh, they're all going before you.
What
That's
staircase do you
40.
go for?
And then
I rolled
that's actually not 105. So it'd be 40 up to here, and
Okay,
then
well,
I do,
if you want to,
yeah, yeah.
that's where you're going to go. Okay.
Yes.
As you take your first step to the right, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you trip over, or you almost trip, or you begin to trip. 3 ways of saying it, bloody hell.
Ooh.
And there
You
seems to be some
triple
sort of-
trip.
a skeletal hand bursts from the ground and tries to grab you around the ankle.
Oh, sweet. At first, I thought it was a 5. It was just that the one was a little off. It's a 15. It's a 19.
Okay, so you managed to just dodge that one, and then where'd you move next after that?
It was over to here. Over to there.
Okay, so as you get to that square, once again, another hand bursts forth from the ground and tries to grab onto you. That's another dexterity saving throw for me.
Holy cow.
This one was an 18.
An 18, okay. And if you want to move up, you narrowly dodge that final grasping hand, or well,
And yeah,
that grasping.
then I would like to go up to here.
Okay, sorry. So it's one more at the base of the stairs. Another skeletal hand, and you can see throughout the rest of the basement there are more and more skeletal hands bursting forth from the ground as these undead figures begin to
I
raise.
feel like you
themselves.
just did really badly at like skeletal minesweeper.
That one's a 15.
Okay, that one fails, unfortunately, as you are grappled now by a skeletal arm that grasps tightly to your ankle. Okay, so that would just be your movement. You still have your action for the turn if you'd like to do anything.
Right.
Break the grapple.
yeah.
You want to try and break the grapple?
Yes. What are the 2 ways I can do that?
You just have to roll against it.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Yeah.
Good. I wanted to know if I could use acrobatics because I am proficient.
But I believe breaking a grapple is probably considered an attack action, so it would break your invisibility.
It takes your action. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's up to you what you want to do. Whether you want to be
You're just gonna
invisible
lose
or not.
invisibility if you break the grapple. Is what he's
Breaking
saying.
a grapple is an attack action?
I would certainly say so. It requires some
Fighting
sort of
against something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they know you're there.
Yeah, the skeletons know I'm here, so like,
You're fighting them off, so to speak.
so that would be an unnatural 20.
Okay. So, yep, you break the grapple with that, and
5, 10, 15, 20. So I do have 10 more. Feet.
okay. So yeah, if you want to use the remaining 10 feet.
I'm up here.
Okay.
So Godfrey, you would notice that his
I don't think I have bonus actions.
invisibility
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Yes,
feel the
so-
concentration drop on it.
Yes, Godfrey, you would now realize that whatever magic was keeping Nerlos invisible is no longer turned on. Essentially, the oven has been turned off. Yes, is the way you feel it.
Hmm.
Okay.
So I'm actually trying to decide. Take one more. If I want to do an action surge to try and get help, I feel like I should do it
I
sooner
feel like
than later.
action surge is only to do an attack, isn't it?
No, you can take one additional action on top of your
Oh,
regular
okay.
action.
I didn't know.
I think I'm going to use my surge. I would like Layson to not die.
Well, I will say as well, actually, just because it might not be as clear. Let me just quickly reveal one more thing here. Do you guys see that red S between Layson and the cultist? That's where the one doorway is. You can't see into the rest of the room apart from like probably the one guy there with Layson.
I'm going to use my action surge, so I get an additional action. I'm going to use that action to dash, which gives me an
Okay.
additional 30. So 5, 10. Then I'm.
Bye.
I
Yeah, I want to help Leeson. See ya.
20. Wait. No, I actually have to go around this way. 20, 25, 30. Okay.
Why do you have to go around that way?
Because this is the front of the house.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
If I'm able to, I'd start yelling.
Sure, you can start loudly yelling, but we'll come back to that. Layson.
lay it on me, buddy.
No. Oh.
Give me a moment here. I shall just reveal the. By this point, the skeletal figures have broken through from the ground. They're just going to reveal them all for you.
Wow, I like almost perfectly screwed myself. I got 3 of them.
So yeah, you can see these
God, never mind.
skeletons that have burst forth from the ground within the house. And let's see. The first thing, the small red imp, kind of. You all right there, John?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
Let's go.
okay. Let's go. Okay. The small red imp flies over just to one corner of the room, and he points directly at where you're standing and screams, "There! He's there!" Pointing directly at where you were standing. Okay.
How dare he point so accurately?
Okay. So the cultist opposite you, first of all, he will have disadvantage because you are invisible, but he is going to try and swing at you with, hold on, what is it he wields? I think it's just a wee dagger. Yeah, it's just a wee dagger. So he's going to try and swing at you. One attack first, so that's the disadvantage, an 11.
That misses.
Okay, and then the second swing is a. Okay, that one's a 13.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, John.
I was trying to think if I could use my cutting words, but that would drop my invisibility anyway. So
Okay.
I'll take the damage.
Okay, so you take from that. It's not too much. It's 4 points of piercing damage as he just stabs into your upper arm.
So he doesn't auto lose it, right?
No, it's
he has to-
concentration.
No, now you need to make a concentration check, John.
Yeah.
So maybe you're still.
It's gone.
It's gone.
I rolled a 7.
I am
Okay.
now also visible.
Yep.
Okay.
The only one left visible is Godfrey.
Okay, so Lokai, you suddenly also turn visible, yes.
Oh, I actually
Um,
wouldn't be aware my invisibility dropped because I'm still maintaining concentration on me.
I think you would feel it, though. I think it's fair to say that you would
Yeah.
feel one
Alright.
target dropping it. So Lokai, you also turn visible. And then, Layson, as you suddenly appear, the small imp screams, "See! There! Get him!" And let's see. Give me a moment here. Okay, I need you, John, to make a wisdom saving throw for me as the cultist in the bottom of the pentagram holds out his hand and essentially grasps it towards you.
First roll that I actually did all right. 17.
17. I'm pretty sure that's a save, but let me
Please.
just double check. Yeah,
It's so high.
that's a save.
Oh, thank God.
For that one. The one behind the imp is going to he mimics the same action as the first, and I need you to make another wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, fuck's sakes. No, that one's not so good. That's a 5.
That's a 5. Okay.
I was gonna say, how many fucking things can
Yeah,
you get?
can't eat my whole way here.
Okay, John, you are suffering from the effects of hold person. So you are paralyzed. So you are incapacitated, so you can't take actions or reactions. You can't move or speak, and you automatically fail strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and any attack that hits you is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet. So, there we go. The final cultist, he moves forward, and with this horrible grin, he reaches forth and tries to grab onto your arm. Give me one moment here. Okay, that's a 17. Does that hit?
Yep, that is.
Okay. All right. So as his arm grasps onto you, you feel almost as if you are being sliced all over by invisible blades, and you take. This is going to be a lot. I'm so sorry, John.
No, you're not.
It automatically crits.
Yes, I know it does.
Oh, and that's a big boy
Yeah.
spell. That's,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh, that's a lot.
He might actually go down here.
Hey, you can roll 6 ones. It'll be fine.
John, that's 34 points
He
of
didn't
damage.
roll 6 ones. He didn't roll
Cool.
6
I'm
ones.
on the floor.
Okay. I'm sorry, John.
No, it's all right. I'll just prematurely do this. How's that go?
Don't worry, at least you don't have the snail of being dead yet. That's fine.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you've gone down.
Yep.
So that ends things for the cultists.
Oh, God. Is John gonna get eaten? That's...
Yeah,
Probably.
I mean, I'm trying to think. The skeleton. I'm sorry, John. The skeletons would just go for you here. They're mindless servants. So the bottom one here. Well, he moves and moves over and tries to swing at you with his sword. So, that's 24.
It misses.
John's divine plate armor.
Okay, so that's it's a crit.
Two death saving
2
throws.
failures.
Yeah,
Cool.
Don't worry, you just have to dodge. How many skeletons is that?
there's a lot.
7,000?
The other one moves up and also swings at you, and that's a 19
He's dead.
That's dead.
and a nat 20.
Yeah.
So that's another crit. And Layson, do you have any final words as you see the skeleton plunging its rusted blade towards your chest?
The only thing I would scream, if I could, as loud as I could, because I know I'm dead, dying,
Sure.
is I would just yell Anna. I just yell the name Anna as loud as I could.
Okay.
Not gonna yell it because neighbors and stuff.
Can you imagine? Okay. So I will say, in that final moment, before that blade plunges in, you just are overcome with this energy, and you scream out the name Anna, and it reverberates through the entire house. And I would say Lokai and Godfrey, you even hear the probably clearly enough, Layson screaming the name Anna, and Nirloshi would also hear it from the outside.
Thanks
Yeah.
for leaving me down there, buddy.
I went for help. I would have died too.
Yeah, that's true.
Now let's see. Okay, let me just hide what happens down here.
Oh
So
gosh.
Oh, good.
give me a moment. So whilst I shift some things around. That's fine. Okay. All right. That ends my turn. 1 down, 3 to go.
Oh, gosh.
Lokai, what would you like to do?
All right, so as like I kind of step in the room and with Godfrey because we're kind of middling about. We hear that scream you said?
Hmm.
I kind of look to him. He looks at me. I'm now visible.
Huh. That doesn't
That
seem good.
I think we need to move.
I think we should probably, at least get outside. See what's
Yeah.
going on. Alright. Well, out the front door?
Let's go.
Alright.
I turn around and
I'll wait for Lokai to start barreling out and I'll follow closely behind.
Okay, so Lokai, what would you like to do? So,
I'm trying to see how far I can go here. 5, 25. I can go down. I can make it down the stairs, so I'm gonna make it down the stairs.
okay, so is that are you dashing as well, just to try and get as far as you can?
No, I want to stay relatively close to Godfrey. So
I mean,
I'm not gonna,
well, I guess I can't take my turn yet. I mean, I'm next, right?
Oh, okay.
Can we just say we dash out together? Like,
Yeah.
Do we want to
so-
dash?
yeah.
Do we want to dash out the house?
yeah, I would say, like, let's get out of
Just
here.
us running through the house.
At least it's like the staircase. Yeah, it's a straight line out the house. Let's just go. Let's just,
Yeah, that's just okay.
let's
So
absolutely
we'll
leg it,
dash out
mate.
the house.
Okay, so is that your full movement to get outside?
Yes.
So as you guys get outside, I would say just for the sake of ease, you guys can see Nirlos outside at one side of the house, just around the corner.
I'll just say, where's Layson?
What the hell happened?
We found some cultists and some skeletons. We should see if he's okay. Although he did just scream.
Yeah, that
It
didn't sound too
Sound like
good.
he's okay.
Yeah, you left him down there?
I came to get you two.
You're outside. We were upstairs.
I'm just gonna gesture towards the floor. I don't need this nonsense right now.
Okay. So Nirlos, it's after, well, Godfrey, so you dashed all the way back outside, so now it's back to you. What would you like to do?
I would, seeing them, go back to about here, and just like, do I want my bow or do I want my? I think I would rather have my shield out. So I'm
Okay.
just gonna ready an action if something comes up from the basement.
Okay.
Obviously, we know he's dead, but I would be not. I'd be looking out for Layson.
Okay. So you're just keeping an eye on the basement to see if
Thanks.
anything comes up. Okay.
John's just gonna
Um,
have color commentary about how salty he is for the rest of the session.
Yeah, Neuros,
Okay.
you are getting haunted. Oh my
I
god.
didn't. I didn't abandon him. I
Oh
would
my.
help.
I mean, it
You-
looked like
you-
abandoning to me, but
How?
You
The
by
man-
action surge
definition
to run away.
abandoned him.
anyway. So does that end your turn, Nirlos? You're gonna stand there, action ready, ready
Yes.
to roll.
Can't
Okay.
believe this.
Okay. So just bear with me a second here whilst
Oh,
I'm.
shit.
Um,
Great, can you get them all in a nice line down the side?
Yeah,
That'd be
just like-
perfect.
Straight
Just a
line
lightning
right up the
bolt.
stairs,
Yeah, just
please.
exactly, just a nice line, you know? Something like, just nice liner along here. That'd be good.
hold on. Shut up, Connor. I'm busy moving stuff. Idiot. Trying to fucking plead with me. I'll show you.
Oh dear.
I've gone off the deep end. I'm just fucking kidding. All right, that's my turn.
Doesn't sound
So-
like you're kidding.
And Nirlos, keeping watch at the top of the cellar. You don't see anything begin to make its way up. Okay. Lokai.
God's sakes. I look at Godfrey, I'm like, might as well go check, see if he's okay, obviously, right? I'm like,
Also, you heard that scream, right?
hmm.
I don't think he's gonna be okay.
Should we check then?
Yeah, probably.
Can I make it over there? Probably. I'm gonna go to the staircase. I'm just gonna dash here, fuck it, why not?
Okay.
Meow.
You gnome to the front of the cellar. Okay.
Yeah, I near the front of the cellar, and I kind of just have my axe out, and I'm like looking down to see like if I can hear anything coming up
Okay.
or anything like that.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's actually gonna be decent. Sorry. 24.
24. Okay. You can't make out any exact words that are being said, but you can definitely hear a lot of movement from within the cellar. Some low voices in tone, followed by a shrill, high-pitched voice that you think might be Lady Wachter's. you kind of recognize it from the conversation you had about 20 minutes or so ago. Actually, really.
But I
Hasn't
don't
taken-
hear any Layson, do I?
No, you don't hear any Layson.
Hmm. I go. I don't hear him anywhere. Like, because like obviously, assuming if he's fighting down there, we'd probably hear him. I look to the other two.
I'm still around the corner.
Well, I look at I
Okay.
guess Nerolos. Since I can't see Godfrey. All right, that's all I do.
I would just be like, ah.
God damn it.
So does that end your turn, little guy? Or
Yeah.
yeah?
For now.
All right, Layson, unfortunately, no longer with us. Godfrey.
All right, I'm gonna run around the corner. Oh fuck, can I run? I don't care. I'm just gonna run around the corner. All right. I can't make it all the way though.
Sure.
So I'm gonna yell to Nirolos. I'm gonna say, so are there? Who's down there? Are there more down there?
I saw a cultist and I heard what I assumed to be a demon, considering what the allegations were. And then there were some skeletons who tried to stop me from leaving.
Oh, we can't let this get out, can we?
No, I'm pretty sure that'd be bad.
All right. Well, I've got a plan. If you wanna
Please do tell.
head around to the back and barricade the door.
Into the
Okay.
house?
Don't head in the house. Barricade it from outside.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. We need to stop them getting out, or at least out from anywhere that's not the cellar.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And with that, I will. Ooh. Oh, I need to get back to where I was. Yeah, I'll just stay on the corner.
Okay. Stay where you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Neurolos.
Gonna go ahead and see how far that is. 25, 30. Well, that's a direct lot shot. I mean, that.
Yeah, you can make it to the back door. It's fine.
All right, cool.
So you make it to the back door. What would you like to do?
Well, Layson destroyed the. Oh wait. First of all, Layson destroyed the cellar door. So
They did,
are
he
those in
boomed it.
He-
Are those, like,
He blew up the lock with shatter, is what he did.
Okay.
He didn't destroy the wood paneling of it.
so
But
there
I
weren't
think
any
it's
like
metal
boards that.
No, there's no
Okay.
loose wooden boards or anything that you think could be useful to barricade up there.
So now the good question is, does this door open inward or outward? I know, like most.
It's an outside
Houses
door.
I've
It'd be
seen.
outward, right?
I think it's. Hold on, I'm just double checking the notes just in case it specifies. But I think it would be outward. Bear with me. I just want to double check. Okay, it doesn't say. God damn it, Chris Perkins, you can be more precise. No, so yeah, it opens outwards.
It opens outwards. Okay. And no, there's stairs, right? Yeah. Shoot. Well, man, I'm not strong. This is not great. Is there anything that I could do here? Oh, this sounds fucking stupid. Okay. So what I'm going to attempt to do is carve a small notch into the door and place my buckler, like trying to jam it in there so that it's the buckler is like door and my shield and then like the ground. So
Okay, I kind of see what you mean. You're trying to jam
Yeah.
the buckler into the door frame to
Yeah.
stop it opening outwards. Okay, why don't you make a strength check to try and just jam it in?
He's got those.
Ooh, my strength is bad. My strength is very bad. Okay, I got a unnatural 1 because my strength is a -1.
Okay. So you stick your shield into the door frame and try and kick it, or stomp it, or jam it in as best you can. But as you do, you just get the angle wrong and actually boings away and rolls probably into. I'm just going to draw a little square there. You see that little yellow square? Let's say it just bounces over to that corner there. Okay.
Sure.
Boing.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
No. Okay. And bear with me 1 second.
Oh, this is a bad situation.
Oh,
It is
we're
an
fine.
awkward one for everyone, I think.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm just trying to. I'm not doing anything, but you know.
I'm sure you're not.
Oh yeah, shit. Those are hit. Oh fuck. You guys can see them. Fuck my life.
Never
Shit.
else would see them anyway through the door,
Yeah.
right?
Hello.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. So, Nirlis, you get the sense that figures have moved up behind the door, opposite you. Okay. God damn it! What a goof. Oh well. Let me just do the other stuff. Bear with me. Okay. All right, that ends my turn. Okay.
I look over to Godfrey. I say, "Do you want me to watch this door? Or do you want?"
Oh yeah, hopefully they're gonna come out of there. I'm gonna set the rest of the house on fire.
Okay. I'm gonna ready an action in case anything comes through this door. I'm going to smack it with my axe.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
And chill, because I don't know where they are.
Sure. Godfrey.
All right, I would like to step round to the corner about here,
Okay.
and I would like to cast a lightning bolt through. Actually, I'd be about here. So I'd like to cast a lightning bolt, but I would like to cast it almost at ground level because it ignites any flammable object it touches.
Okay.
boy.
And the floors in there were wood, right?
The floors were, yes. Okay.
So I'm
Let
going
me-
to slam a lightning bolt diagonally through the house, making sure I'd hit where the staircase is. So probably like that, realistically. And actually no, because I'd want to hit the front cloakroom. So more like that as well. Making sure that I thoroughly set fire to where both the front and the back exits are.
Okay. So with the lightning bolt, is it channeled? It's not like the druid lightning, is it, where it comes down from the sky? It's channeled from your hand.
It's channeled from my hand, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'd kind of give it the old side palm down low.
I'm waiting for this house to be warded. Or
I mean, I'm pretty low down anyway, so
I mean, I would say it's kind of hard to blast it through the walls of the house to get the whole thing ignited. You could certainly blast it at the corner you're at if you wanted to. But I would say firing a line of lightning through the whole house, I don't think that would be possible.
what's the house made of? Stone.
It's stone, yeah.
Watch it through the window.
Yeah. All right. Is there any second floor window I can see?
There
is above me, right?
Yes, there is.
All right.
yeah.
I will fire it at an angle upwards then, so it like smashes through there and into the roof, and hopefully sets a good amount of the house on fire.
Okay, sure. So you fire off a lightning bolt, and with a crackle of blue light, it smashes through the window, and you see it catch the roof of one of the second floor rooms. And yeah, you see embers fall and sparks flicker, and it looks like a fire may start there at some point. Okay,
Okay.
Isn't her daughter up there?
and the cats.
Oh, that's fine.
Casualties.
They'll get out. They'll be fine. We'll get them.
Okay,
All right. And yeah,
Sorry,
I just
Dr.
step around a
Williams.
little bit more, and that's it.
step around a little bit more. Okay, Neurolos.
You said I have the feeling that they're
Yeah, I goofed up. It's my bad. So you know, essentially was behind the door.
I'm actually going to move. I cannot hold a door against anyone with some semblance of strength. I'm a weak man. I know my limitations. Sorry, Godfrey. I have to disobey your orders. I'm going to go over here.
Desertion.
No. I'm going over here.
Once again.
Just kidding.
You people. I'm going to essentially say to Lokai, they're coming. I can't stop them. I'm not strong. And pull out my bow, ready in action to shoot the first thing that comes out of that door.
Okay,
God's sakes.
And does that end your turn, Neurolos?
Yes.
Okay. Bear with me one moment.
I don't want to die yet.
Okay, so first of all, the back door opens and a figure steps forth. One of the cultists, clearly with their large ornate metal mask, and he turns and notices you off to the side. And if you want to make a bow attack,
Pop. Okay, pop. Come on. I believe in myself. Heck yeah. That's 26.
26. Yeah, that hits.
I am going to utilize a magic arrow, which I realize I've been like really underutilizing. And I'm going to use grasping arrow. Yeah. So he's going to take an additional 2d6, d6, and the baseline I believe is a d8. Yes, +4. Cool. And he will need to make a. Is it Dex? Or is it? Oh, does he not make a save?
No, I think we talked about. I think we discovered before that it's no save, but you can use an action to break out of it or something. Is that correct?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That was a pretty damn good roll. 19, 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 6, a 5, and an 8. That was pretty damn good.
Okay. 23.
Oh
Okay.
wait, I have 2 shots. I forgot I have 2 attacks.
Well, that was for this is a reaction. Are you ready?
Does
One
extra
action.
attack?
No, it's a
No,
held
it's-
action, right?
Yeah. So that's
Gotcha.
it.
The attack action on your turn. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm learning words.
So now if he moves, he takes damage, correct?
Yes, he would take an additional 2d6 each time he moves. Well,
Okay.
the first time he moves.
Okay.
Each turn.
All right. Yeah, he's still gonna move. He takes another step forward. If you want to roll another 2d6 for me.
That would be 6.
Okay. So yeah, these vines, I guess, kind of gouge deeply and seem to be causing him quite a lot of difficulty and pain. He looks to be fairly badly injured. However, he turns to you and, well, you wouldn't recognize but he does the same sort of gesture as he did to Layson. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Would have preferred a con save.
Oh, would you? All right, okay. Now,
Ask him nicely.
Hey, can you do something that's a con save instead, please? Oh my gosh, thank you for that. 19 total.
19. Okay, that's a success.
This gray die. Thank you so much.
And then the second figure comes out of the back door and moves towards you, and he tries to grasp onto your arms, and that's a 21.
That hits.
Okay, so from this you take. Okay, it's not so bad. It's 13 points of necrotic. No, is it necrotic? Hold on.
It's necrotic damage.
Yeah, it's
Inflict wounds is
necrotic damage. Yeah, it's once again, you also feel the pain of multiple blades slashing out across your body. And that ends his turn. And now there's a lot of guys here, so bear with me. Lokai, the first skeleton, pushes up from the cellar and makes his creepy visage right in front of you. What would you like to do?
Smash it.
Okay, go ahead.
'Cause I have a reaction.
Yes, you did,
I
yes.
set up an action. A lot. 23.
23, that certainly hits.
That's 7 damage.
7 damage, okay.
Mhm.
So you
I'm not reaching it.
you swing forth with your axe and smash deeply across its form, and certainly bones go flying and splinter out across the base of the cellar steps, but it's still standing. It's going to try and jab at you with its rusty sword. So that's an 11 for the skeleton. No? Okay. That ends his turn. But you can see behind him more skeletons begin to shuffle up.
Godfrey! I need your AoE!
Oh, you're fine.
So yes, sorry, that ends my turn. Lokai. What would you
I
like
would
to
like to rage.
do? You would like to rage, okay.
And I kind of want to go help Neralos, but at the same time, I have to stop these skeletons from coming out, or else it's going to be bad news. So I'm going to just swing at the skeleton in front of me.
Okay, go ahead.
11?
I think that might hit. Let me check. Oh, no, it doesn't. So just rebounds off the skeleton's old rusted armor with your
Alright.
blow.
I'm going to make my second attack.
Okay.
15?
15, that does hit.
Okay. Oh, ooh, max damage. That's 17 damage.
17, nice, very nice. Yeah, so with that, you just shatter apart its form and it crumbles across the cellar floor. Anything else you'd like to do?
snarl at it, and I'm good.
You snarl
snarl at it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Godfrey. Whoops, too far. Godfrey.
I will run around the corner again. Constant corner yo-yoing. And I will yell to Lokai, the fire is going to attract the guard. We probably need to leave.
So we're leaving Layson then?
Judging by the skeletons coming out, I don't think Layson's gonna be leaving with us.
Fair. Nerolos, let's go.
I'll try.
Well, yeah, you guys would see there's a cultist directly opposite, and
I can't see that, right?
Okay. No, I would say it's just on the corner. You would
Okay.
you would have an idea that.
All right, I will. What will I cast? I will. Oh my god, I don't even have my mage armor up. Can I see the skeleton Lokai's fighting in front of her?
No, not quite. It is within
What if
within
I
a
shuffle
cellar.
my last 10 feet round?
Okay, yes.
All
With
right.
the cellar doors being open, yes, you can. See
I'll
that
spin up
red.
a chromatic orb of frost and I'll fire
Okay.
it at them.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me check my. It's okay. That's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, 15 hits.
All right. Let me just check. All right. I always lose my d8s. Give me a sec. Oh, there. That is actually pretty good rolls. That is 18 points of cold damage.
Nice. And is that all to the skeleton? Yeah.
Yeah, just blasting it
Okay.
into the skeleton.
So you fire off a shot, and it does that thing you see in like animes and stuff like that, where the bolt goes in and its form quivers and shakes, and then light seeps out between it, and it shatters and explodes in shards of bone and ice, and it's dead,
Got it.
or dead again. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Does that end your turn, Godfrey?
Yes.
Okay, Nirlos.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my one free item to pick up my shield,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna hold it and my bow. My bow is gonna be in one hand, which I know means I can't attack, but I don't plan on attacking.
Okay. So bow in one hand, shield in the other. Okay, doke.
Yeah. I'm essentially just holding the bow like I can't do anything.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
Back up.
I have a 17 armor class with my shield. Do I
go.
disengage, or do I just try and? Well, you know what? No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna try and run.
Okay. All right.
The
I like
Nerolos
it.
special.
Okay. All right.
At this
So
point, I
you
kind of hope Nerolos dies, so he doesn't have to
Okay.
live this down.
maybe it's for the best. I'm just kidding. Okay. So it's me. So if you're trying to break away, then the cultist will certainly take an attack of opportunity. So it's a 21.
That
as
hits.
it jabs you with a dagger. Now, but it is just a wee dagger. Not one of those big daggers. Certainly a wee dagger. So you take 5 points of piercing damage as he just jabs you in the back as you try and get.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I would just run. What's that? 20, 30. Can I prepare a dash? Because I want to. I just want to make sure I'm going in the same direction as Lokai and Godfrey.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can say like it's free. I always like to. It's free action to talk amongst each other in characters. So if you want to just all agree on a direction to run, that's fine. So you're not all Scooby Dooing off everywhere.
I mean, I assume we're running back towards the Baron's house, right?
I was gonna run into the street and then up that way, I guess.
Just away
I'm kind of
from here.
hoping they have to deal with the fire and don't chase us.
Right. All right. So I guess I'd be dashing diagonally.
Okay, you're dashing diagonally. Okay, sure. So you're essentially fleeing stage diagonally east. Okay. All right, sure thing.
Something like that.
So
That's my turn.
okay. So the sorry, can you just remind me, Justin, for these grasping arrows, is it an action to free yourself, or is there any way the cultist could free himself? I can't remember exactly how it works.
The target or any creature that can reach it can use its action to remove the brambles with a strength check.
Okay. Okay, so strength check. All right, well that's a 6. I assume that fails.
That hilariously fails. My freaking arcane archer stuff is through intelligence.
Okay.
So my spell save is only a 13.
He grasps onto the vines and tries to pull them off, but they're fixed tightly. So he's going to stay where he is. The other cultists, seeing you fleeing, will move around and comes towards you, Lokai. And
Bring it.
well, actually, no. I'm going to retcon it a little bit. He takes a step back. He doesn't move. However, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Uh-oh.
You mother. Oh, nice. 21.
21. Okay, you succeed. As you feel your body almost for a brief moment go rigid and freeze up, then you shake it off, and nothing happens. The cultist he'll just put a little distance between himself and the house, and then let me see. Okay, Godfrey, you would see this, and probably Nerlos, you would see it as well if you're kind of looking back. Let me just. You first see one cultist break out of the front door, and he kind of dashes out and looks towards you all. And behind him, you see the familiar figure of Lady Wachter and another cultist behind her as they've moved outside the house. And she turns and looks at you all, especially you, Godfrey, with a look of pure venomous hatred. And before the cultists before the cultists seem to grasp her by the shoulders and look like they're pulling her off to the side away from you. Okay.
So they're running away from the fire? Presumably.
Also, between that as well, actually, let me see the chef.
God save the chef.
He bolts out the front door and you just hear him yell, "Right, I'm off." That's the things get a little bit out of hand for him.
Right, we're off.
Oh my god! What if he didn't know about the cult? He's just like,
Bad day at the office, the chef.
And 2 seconds, I'm just going to move the cats as well.
God, the cat's
Let me see. There we go.
jumping out the window.
Sorry, just bear with me. So behind Lady Wachter, there seems to be they start to float. There seems to be a herd of small. I don't know what's a collective for a group of cats. A pack.
A
trash.
clatter.
A
Ladder of
platter?
cats.
Is it?
Your fun
Alright.
fact.
Gang.
John.
John, please.
Just bear with me whilst because I wouldn't want the cats to die. And
That's why I broke the window. Come on, bro.
Well, they don't know that. They're just cats, Connor.
I was gonna message them all independently.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just moving these cats. I wouldn't want anyone to think that the players have killed cats on this show.
Oh, heavens forbid.
Yes. Oh, and also actually as well, Lokai, another skeleton moves up to the top of the cellar and swings at you with its rusty blade, and that's okay. That's a 19.
That hits.
Okay. And from that, sorry, I had to jump between a few different sheets here. Okay, that's max damage, 8 piercing damage as it stabs at you with its rusty short sword. Okay.
Okay.
And that ends their turn. So Lokai, what would you like to do?
I see the others starting to kind of bail, and can I shut this door on the skeletons?
Yeah, you could just shut it normally would probably be a free action. If you want to try and shove it into the skeleton so that it kind of closes it off, it would probably take a strength check.
I will try to do that then.
Okay. Make a strength check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Boom!
Okay, so with just a sudden swift movement, you slam the trap door closed, and you hear the sounds of stumbling feet and crashing metal
Sorry,
as you
Lace.
think you might have just knocked over a few figures across the stairs.
Sorry, Layson.
So what would you like to do now?
All right. I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to start kind of backing up to where like Godfrey is. I'm just gonna go stand kind of beside him and then wait basically for them to back up before I keep backing up,
Okay.
and then I'll end my turn.
Okay. Godfrey.
I'm gonna look over at the cultists and Wachter coming out the house and say to Loki, I'm like, I don't think they were gonna let us leave quietly. What do we do?
I
I
don't
don't know what I'm about to do.
All right. Well, do we run or do we fight him?
A lot for us to fight here. There's only 3 of
Yeah.
us.
All right. I'm gonna run like diagonally another 20 feet or so.
Okay.
Actually, wait. What's the range on this? Let me check. I've never
Okay.
cast this spell before, so I apologize. Where is it? There it is. Oh, the range is massive. All right. I'm going to create. I'm going to cast Fog Cloud on top of Lady Wachter.
Okay, so can you remind me what that does?
Fog Cloud creates, surprisingly, a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The sphere spreads around corners, spreads around corners even, and its area is heavily obscured. So it lasts for the
Okay.
duration or until wind of a great speed disperses it.
And how big is it, sorry?
20-foot radius.
20 foot, okay. Bear with me 1 second. So does that look about right for you?
Yeah,
like
sure.
20,
Yeah,
is that where you
that's,
want it?
that's
Yeah,
fine, yeah.
pretty much on the center.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure.
Okay,
And I'm gonna then. All right, now we run. I'm gonna start legging it.
Okay.
That's my 25 feet of movement. My short legs can take me though.
Okay. Fair enough.
Grab you
Nirlos,
on the way by.
you're just what would you like to do? You're just going to keep pelting it. By this point, you've kind of fled from the grounds of this, and you could try and flee into the grounds of another sort of larger manor house if you'd like. You're kind of running parallel to the street to your south. It would be if you want to just keep moving.
What does heavily obscured mean? Is that full cover? 3
I think it's you can't see. It's
Okay.
heavily obscured.
Yeah, I would keep running in what I think the direction Godfrey's running in.
Okay. Well, Godfrey's running to the east, so I assume you're all running to the east. I mean, it's not really. Are you guys just heading towards the Baron's mansion essentially? Because that
I was
is
just running back out onto the
or just-
street and then
Yeah. Okay.
somewhere from there.
All right. Okay. Right. Anything? So you're just moving east, Nirlos. Okay.
Yeah.
The cultists. You would lose sight of Lady Wachter and I guess the cats within it as well. Their fate remains unknown.
Yep.
So if you just bear with me 1 second, the cook, he essentially just runs off,
Bye.
hiking up his apron as he does so, and moves off in between some houses. The cultist you can see on the corner of the house, he tries to flee back off to the west.
Oh,
And once again, the brambled one or grasping one, he's also going to once again try and free them. So a strength check is okay. That's a 20, non-natural for him.
Yeah, he gets that.
So he gets out. Okay, and he moves there. And for the skeletons, 1 moment.
trying to burst in the door.
Yeah, so they just essentially, because you closed the trapdoor, but there was nothing to lock it with or anything like that. So the trapdoor is kind of thrown open, and a skeleton steps forth, as well as 2 more behind it. Okay,
We can snipe those on our way out.
and just one more. More cats begin to flee between
God.
the fog. You hear them kind of
Thank
meowing,
God.
and crying out.
Meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
Sorry, just let me move them all. And also, in amongst them, you recognize the young woman Stella Wachter comes fleeing out of the fog. This is her daughter, who was briefly turned into, or believed that she was a cat, and she seems to return once again to her kin, the cat. She is free amongst them, and she bolts from the house. I'm okay.
Meow.
All right, so that's enough cats. Lokai, what would you like to do?
Okay. Can I run towards Godfrey? And since I know he's slow at running, can I do like the picture and pick him up and put him on my shoulder and just keep running? So he can shoot stuff while I run.
Will you
Okay.
please assemble the turret? The Godfrey Tron.
Okay, so Godfrey, I assume you don't resist to be.
Oh,
being
absolutely
picked up.
not. No.
Okay, so Lokai, you run over to Godfrey. You pick him up, and is it his feet sort of balance on your shoulders?
Well, I can like hold him with one hand and like.
All right. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, he kind of dangles from one hand, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you pick up Godfrey.
I'm gonna pat her on the head and be like, Ha! I knew you'd come round to this strategy.
Okay. So yeah, you've picked him up. Then what would you like to do with the rest of your movement?
I'm just gonna keep running to the east.
Keep
with
running.
Mirlos.
Okay. So, and by this point, everyone's kind of fleeing the house. The skeletons that have moved outside, they kind of amble around and kind of briefly move out towards you, and before they essentially just crumble into piles of bones and rusted armor and weapons. The cats flee and live happy long lives amongst the other feral cats of Valaki. So glad to hear that. The young woman you see just kind of flee amongst the buildings, same as what? I don't want anyone to get upset.
Valaki SPCA is gonna be totally after us.
So yeah, everyone seems to just kind of flee in a multitude of directions, and by this point, the upper floors of the house, you can see smoke and flames begin to billow out as some of the upper windows begin to crash and blow out as more flames erupt along. And by this point, you can see as you kind of get closer to the street, some of the commoners turn and look on and point and gesture. So I'll just kind of turn off the battle music now, and I'll move us off the battle map. Unless, is there any final actions you guys would like to take within Wachter House before we move on?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. So, what would you like to do once you guys kind of catch your breath? You aren't quite on the streets yet. You're kind of in a back garden, essentially. There doesn't seem to be anyone around quite yet.
Shit, where do we go? Come on.
Yeah, this seems like it might have repercussions.
No kidding.
We need to alert the Baron immediately.
Yeah, we need to get to him and tell him what's going on now, because this isn't going to be good. We just essentially unleashed cultists on the city and skeletons.
And Lason's dead.
Lason's
Unconfirmed,
Presumably.
but probably.
gone. Maybe he got lucky.
Maybe. I mean, he can turn invisible. He might be out there.
Unfortunately, I turned uninvisible, which is not.
Yeah, that means
good
that
thing.
his also stopped.
Mm.
I don't think he's out there.
If we can look into it later, then maybe. But I think for now, we have to assume that we're gonna have to go on without him for now.
Yeah. Nerolos, what happened in that basement?
We opened a secret door. We found an imp who yelled at us. Presumably cultists as well. Skeletons came out of the floors, and we were trying to leave.
Not good.
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, his suspicions were confirmed. She's definitely a demonic freaking person.
That is quite true.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
Either way, I think we should head to the Baron now. We don't have a lot of time.
I mean, yeah. I don't think the cultists are exactly gonna openly wage war, and hopefully I just burnt their base to the ground, but...
Still, I think he should know. He's
Yeah,
gonna
I
have to
think
get himself
so.
ready.
What about, our old friend Rudolph? He might be helpful with, dealing with the cultists.
Possibly. Only one way to find out. Alright, shall we
let's go
go?
to the Baron.
Okay, so you guys are making your way to the Baron's house, his manor.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so as you guys start to head there, and we'll go ahead and take our break just now
All
before we move into the next section, okay?
BRB.
Okay.
And we're back. Yes, everyone. Sorry about the slightly extended than usual break there. We just wanted to iron out a few things. So John will be quietly sitting in the corner whilst the rest of us play game.
John was saying some awful things to us all. It was really, really hurtful.
We really had to like talk him down there from.
Justin only just stopped crying, and that's when we came back from break.
Okay. So as we rejoin the party, they have begun to make their way to the manor house of the Baron Vargas Valakovich. So as you guys approach that, is there anything in particular you'd like to do? You're just walking up to the front door and
Very expeditedly.
Yeah, I
walking
mean-
up to the front door.
with a bit of a hustle. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys walk up to the front door. What would you like to do? It stands closed before you.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, so you hurriedly rattle on the front door, and after a brief moment, the same maid who answered it before opens the door and says, "Hello, can I help you?
We need to see the Baron now.
Now.
Is it urgent? Yes.
Yes.
Incredibly.
Very
Well,
urgent.
give me a moment, then I'll see if he's free. If you'll wait there." And she shuts the door in front of you, and a minute or two passes. Time seems to go by for a little bit, till you hear once again the door handle turn, and she says, "If you'd like to follow me, he's once again in the parlor. He will see you there.
Let's go.
But he wasn't happy to be disturbed, I should warn you."
Don't care.
He'll want to hear this.
"Very well, if you'll follow me." And she once again leads you through the kind of musty hall of the manor house, until eventually she arrives at the door, knocks on it, and you hear a voice call out, "Come in!" And she just gestures towards you.
Go in.
Okay, so you guys open the door, and you can see the Baron standing with his back towards you, facing out of a window, and his hands clasped behind him. And without turning, he says to you, "This had better be good. I'm not fond of being disturbed twice in a day."
It's not good, but it's news that you asked for.
"Ah, success already, is it?
Somewhat.
Well, what happened?"
I look to Godfrey.
Well, things took a little bit of a turn. But your suspicions were right. That we weren't exactly aware how dangerous Lady Wakta might have been.
"Wait, my suspicions were right? She does worship devils. I knew it."
Yeah, and I
You
have
know,
substantive proof.
"Ah, give it here.
Nah,
Let me have a look."
Nah. What are
You
you gonna
refuse
do
to?
with it?
"Why, she'll be hanged."
Well, I think you might have trouble getting her.
"Why?"
She kind of left her house in a hurry?
Along with a few others.
Yeah. Oh, and her house is on fire as well.
Should have let in with that one.
Auxiliary detail, I know.
And this is his face almost goes bright red, and you see his eyes twitch slightly, and a nervous tick crosses his cheeks as his face screws up, as you almost see him suppressing some deep anger before he closes his eyes and opens them, and the moment seems to have passed, and says, "Well, all will be well in the end. She's gotten away."
I don't know about gotten away. Like, it's a walled town, right? How far can she have gone?
"I don't know, but if she's gone to ground, we might have trouble finding her. She has friends."
Well, myself, I'd be incredibly eager, in fact, to assist in hunting her down. I think we probably have some unfinished business.
"Yes, perhaps."
Hey, look at it this way. We drove her from our home. She's not gonna like us coming after her, is she? I wouldn't worry.
"How does this make me look to the people?"
Good. You exposed a
worships
devil
demons.
worshiper.
She didn't even know. She. Nobody will know it's us. Or you.
Here, look. I've got an idea, alright? We can use the evidence I've got that she worships devils, right? And we can put it around town, and that way the townsfolk will help in finding her. Correct? And it'll make you look good. You've decreed a devil worshipper.
Yes. But I wish we had her.
Me too. I would like to explode her head with my hands, but unfortunately, I can't do that yet.
Again, like he said, she's a little bit more dangerous than we anticipated.
Our friend's dead. Remember there was one more of us? You don't seem to have realized.
Happens when there's dealings between our rival houses.
I wouldn't be so flippant.
Well, what does the evidence say? If it's damning, then perhaps it can be salvaged. Let me see it, please.
Well, if you take a walk over to her house, you'll probably see several shattered skeletons and remnants of the worship, and I've also got this bundle of letters. I'll, hang on, sorry, Craig, let me check my list of letters. One second.
Yes, there's a few of them.
Yes, I do have a few.
Keep the one to Vasily.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'll hand in the letters except the one that was wrapped up. That is the letter from Vasily von Holtz.
Okay, so it was the deeds of land, I believe. I think it was, I don't necessarily know if it was a grimoire exactly, but it was certainly something written by an occultist.
Yeah, I have a grimoire.
It was like a book on how devil worship makes your life better.
Yeah, devil worshipping 101, and then her own manuscript that she penned.
Yes, but I will keep the letter from Vasily von Holtz.
Okie dokie. Okay, so you hand those over to the Baron, and he quickly snatches them from your hands, and he begins to rifle through them, and he kind of discards the gifts of land, the certificates for those. But he kind of peers intently at the book bound in dark leather, the grimoire, and flicks through it before his face turns into this large grin. And then he takes a look at the manuscript penned by herself, and he kind of begins to chuckle and smile to himself and says, "Yes, this will do. Yes."
Hey, Baron, that grimoire, right? That's a pretty dangerous tool. I recommend you let me guard it. I don't think that should be around common folk. Not that you're common folk. I mean, the people around.
It's a harmless book, though.
No, the ideas in that aren't harmless. Believe me.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
I don't feel too good about this.
Actually pretty good. That's sorry, no, it's not 20. It's a 19.
Yes. For all to be well, maybe this should be destroyed. Very well.
Destroy it safely. So.
Yes. That's probably for the best. Maybe this town has seen enough of the devilish sword for a good while. And he hands it back to you.
Oh, and your son. Remember, he had that. We'll call it an unfortunate incident, turning that girl into a cat. Remember that?
He did what?
You didn't know about that. Well, he did something bad, but I fixed it.
He turned someone into a cat.
Yeah, you might want to be careful about your son and his use of magic. People reading spells when they can't cast
magic.
He tried. It's pretty dangerous. It's pretty dangerous.
How? Where did he? No. My son.
Well, he's not doing it anymore. I talked him out of it.
But he turned someone into a cat.
Yeah, but I undid it. It's fine.
Who?
I don't know her name. Name? I'm gonna look back at the body like.
It was Stella Wachter. Lady Wachter's son. Or his daughter, even. Whoops.
Stellar Wachter.
Oh. Well, that was mighty bold of my son.
Yeah.
Maybe not so bad after all. No, but
pretty impressive of him, honestly. But
the magical arts are to be reviled. I appreciate what you have done, but danger lurks from using those forces.
Maybe one day I'll prove you wrong, but
maybe. Nonetheless, well, I don't know where or what to do next now, but I suppose I do owe you a reward of some sort. 200 gold, I believe, and well, I would hope you would be my guests of honor at the festival. But you may ask for something else if you'd prefer.
Hey, I got an idea. I'm gonna turn back to the party and be like, remember Rudolph? Do you mind if I'll turn back to the party. Do you mind if I talk with my friends for a minute?
Yes, please. I would very much like to have a read of Fiona's manuscript again.
All right, I'll turn back to the party and be like, hey, what should we ask for?
There seems to be nothing of
Have an idea of what you want to ask? for?
utility.
Well, do you remember Rudolph von Richten told us about Kresk and the asylum? I was wondering if we could arrange some sort of... He said they weren't welcoming of people, but maybe the Baron can, tell them to be willing to support our investigative efforts. Maybe he can,
Put
give
an
us
order
a...
for us?
Yeah, give us an order, something written down, so we can say, "Hey, authority." That's what we need, right?
We can ask.
That would be much more useful than being a guest of honor.
Yeah, the festival. I'm sure it looks lovely, but yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I'll turn back around and be like, "Hey, do you know anything about Kresk?"
Ah, yes. To the northwest, a small poultry village, not as grand as Dear Valaki.
We need to. We got business there, but a friend of ours told us that they're not the most welcoming to new people. Is that right?
Yes, they are quite distrustful. The Burgermeister there is not often fond of newcomers. They barely let in the wine shipments, and that's all they'll take.
Do you have any influence over the Burgermeister there?
We have kept up some correspondence over the years, but I wouldn't count us friends, more common respected allies, I suppose, but other than that, what is it you're asking exactly?
Well, we need to have a rummage around Kresk, so I was wondering if you could kind of vouch for us? Some sort of, written passage or recommendation to the Burgermeister there or something? Something to, stop them trying to give us trouble if we want to look around.
That's... must you leave Valaki? I thought you were
Oh, we're going to
finding a
come
home.
back. We love Valaki.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's
Ah,
the
well-
happiest place we visited.
Look at Lokai's face. We love it.
Yes, I'm certainly glad you like our little town here. But very well, if your business does take you to Kresk, then I see no reason why I can't write out a little letter for you to take to the Baron there, and hopefully, I'm sure it will grant you access. I will stamp it with my own personal seal. How about that?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent.
So,
Tell you what, random question as well, but we're not that familiar with the area, really. Do you have, a map of the other villages and the other towns? It would just be really useful for, getting an idea of where we are.
a map, you say? Huh. I suppose that's a fair thing I can share with you. If you'll bear with me a moment, there's one in my study. If you would bear with me, I will go and fetch it, and I will draft up a letter for you and put my seal on it, if you'll bear with me for a few minutes.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay. So that the Baron kind of takes his leave from the...
I got us a map, guys. We win.
at long last.
We can finally ignore everything Craig wants us to do and go on our own adventure.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, I
so-
don't know if there's much adventure to see here.
the Baron takes his leave from the room for a brief moment. Well, for a few minutes. Is there anything you guys would like to do whilst you're in his parlor? There's still a tea set out, though the water in it seems to have gone cold, or the tea in it seems to have gone cold. Or you just guys.
I look to Godfrey and I go, way to rat out the kid.
Hey, you should have seen some of the spells that that kid was trying to play with. You ever heard of the spell? Sorry, I coughed mid-sentence. You ever heard of the spell Cloud Kill?
I know nothing about these magical things,
Can
Godfrey.
you guess
Why
what that
do you ask me
does?
this?
What do you think a spell called Cloud Kill does? I'll give you a clue. It doesn't kill clouds.
No,
No.
that's what I would have thought.
So believe me, it might be best that he doesn't play around with such things.
maybe, but I mean, I'm just worried that he's gonna be hard on the kid, you know?
He won't be hard on him. As soon as we mentioned his rival's name, he seemed to forgive it anyway. The kid will be fine.
Hopefully. Hopefully he won't zap his father like he did us.
Well, yeah, that kind of hurt.
Mm. Alright.
But I think this letter of safe passage should be useful.
I agree. It's a good call.
You're gonna see a whole other side of me, Lokai. That's all I'll say. I'll wait for the Baron to come back.
Okay, so you guys just kind of enjoy the quiet and reflectful atmosphere in the room and enjoy the furnishings. I don't know. You guys kind of pass the time until after a few minutes, the Baron returns with a rolled up large piece of parchment, and well, not a piece of parchment, but it looks to be the map. He has rolled up in one hand with a small ribbon tied around it, and then the other hand he's waving a letter which you can see has a thick wax seal on the bottom. And he places the letter first on the table and kind of just gives that little tap and says, "That will see you safely to Kresk, and hopefully within its walls it speaks highly of you, I hope, and should see you in. Now, as for this is an old map. I don't often look at it myself. I tend to just focus mostly on Valaki, but this is, from what I know, the lands of Barovia." And he unties the ribbon, and unrolls this old map. And as he does so, I shall move you guys on to the map page. At long last, you guys can see
Hooray!
the layout of Barovia. So I hope you guys can see. Can you guys? I'm not sure exactly what you guys can see on this.
Boy.
I don't know if you want to move the stream onto it, Connor. Just
Yeah, I've already put the stream on it.
Oh, okay.
You damnable fool.
All right, okay.
Where are we?
Okay, so the Baron says, "Fair Valaki is right here." And he points, you see where my little yellow circle is pinging? That's Valaki there. Kresk, where you are headed, is up over here. You'll need to follow the road towards it. It leads past, or the same direction as the vineyard, that you've been to before, but just a different path. You should be able to find it quite easily.
All right.
Decent
Are there any
enough.
other towns noted on the map?
The only other one would be the village of Barovia, which is down here to the far right, which is the village you guys came in the beginning.
All right.
Where's Strahd's castle?
That's here.
Don't say his name.
All right.
No, don't say it. You'll
I'm
draw his
assuming it would be
attention.
marked.
Yes, the foul edifice is there.
Okay. Just
Huh.
curious.
All right. Well, thanks. This is helpful.
Well, that's quite all right.
Huh.
All right. Shall we be off? Oh, by the way, you just keep an eye out. You might want to keep Isaac closer to your side for the next little while.
Yes, hopefully we can find Lady Wachter before she flees the town, but do you plan to immediately set forth for Kresk, or do you wish to assist with tracking her down?
I look to the others.
I'm up for tracking her down. I'm not really one for stone cold vengeance, but she's proven herself to be a threat to us.
It might be easier to find her while she's still on the run rather than if she
Yeah.
gets settled somewhere else or something.
That's certainly true. Hey, Baron, you mentioned that you said she's got friends. Do you know who those friends would be?
Some of the townsfolk, members of what she called her book club.
They had book clubs in
Yeah,
Barovia.
that wasn't a book club.
No, I guess that's what that was all along. Foul devil worshippers. But I didn't really know their names. If you may wish to speak to Isaac, I did put him on investigating this before I turned to you.
Baron, how did you meet Isaac?
Well, unfortunately, all of his family was killed when he was a young man. I took him in. Adopted him, I guess. Gave him a home and a place to stay.
He seems, yeah, very loyal to you. That would explain it.
He certainly is, yes. Never would betray me, would dear Isaac. No, 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 no.
Never caused any trouble or anything?
Some of the locals don't hold him in as high regard as I do, but
Well, he's an intimidating guy, right?
yes, but I think it's appropriate for a leader to have both the carrot and the stick.
Perhaps.
All right. Well,
All right.
I suppose we'll have to go regroup, and then maybe we'll look into finding Lady Wachter.
I guess so. I need a rest. I am depleted.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take a minute to recuperate ourselves after that.
I want to kind of cool off after Layson as well. I think that we have unfinished business even with Lady Wachter, but I want to approach it with a level head.
Yeah. We don't want to be surprised like we just were again.
No. This place is also pretty dark. I think we should try to be as reasonable as we can. If we do it now, I'm worried that, well, I won't really be wanting to listen to reason with her.
All right. Anything else, Baron, before we leave?
No. I think this is about everything. If you do find Lady Wachter, take her alive. I would certainly like to make a spectacle of her judgment.
That might not be possible.
No I will try, but no promises.
Very well. You may
Speaking of
leave.
which,
You'll have her head.
if I were you, you should alert the town guard.
I'm sure Isaac has it all under control by this point.
Okay.
At that point, he just kind of turns back to the manuscript and seems to sit down and relax back into one of the high back chairs at the table and seems to be intently reading it whilst he kind of chuckles quietly to himself, but he seems to have lost interest in you.
All right. I'd assume we start leaving.
Sure, you guys kind of show yourselves out. You know, want to turn invisible this time, Godfrey, as you're making your exit, do you?
Yeah, no, alright.
Jogging.
So yeah, you guys make your way back through the halls and out to the front door and back onto the streets of Valaki. So looking down the roads, actually, as soon as you guys, you can smell quite strongly the smell burnt wood and ashes on the wind. And as you look down, you can see the house, or Lady Wachter's house, that was just a few doors down from the Baron, seems to have almost fully collapsed, the uppers and ground floor. There looks to be several guards kind of poking through the ruins, as well as a crowd of townsfolk are kind of gathered around it, staring on. It looks, I feel like you've destroyed the entire house, at least the upper and ground floors.
I want to approach that. We leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to sort of mingle amongst the crowd, or move
Yeah,
up
kind
to
of blend in with the crowd a little bit.
I'm gonna,
Okay.
head for it.
Okay. Sorry, Godfrey, did you say you're heading for the ruins themselves?
Yeah, I want to head to the cellar entrance.
Yeah.
Where it was.
Okay. So you guys make your way to the crowd, and then look, are you staying within the crowd, or it seems as everyone else is going to want to
No,
do it?
I'm also going with them. It's just I was hoping we would get up to there with the crowd so that in case we spotted somebody we knew, then at least we wouldn't stand
Okay.
it.
So you wanting to take a look at the crowd to see if there's anyone you recognize
Yeah.
amongst it? Yeah. Okay, make a perception check.
19.
19. Okay, you recognize the figure of Rictavio is amongst the crowd. Not so Rudolph Van Richten, but in disguise, in his flamboyant getup. You can see his large hat with a tall feather in it, and he seems to be stroking his chin as he looks on and talking to some of the common folks around. But other than that, you can see there's various town guards kind of poking through the ruins, searching for any thing that remains, anything like that.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
You guys can go. I'm just watching and following kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go to the cellar entrance. Is it still
Okay.
open?
So as you guys begin to approach the cellar, one of the guards holds up his hand and spear resting by, so hold a moment. You think you're doing? There's off limits to civilians.
We're here on authority of the Baron.
Yes.
Authority of the Baron, mate. You
Yep.
don't remember the Town Guard? Sling it.
Yeah, we're
Show
private
'em the seal.
contractors.
Well, you got anything to prove it?
Yeah,
You
I'll
just
show.
show
I'll show. Like Justin said, I'll show him the seal.
Okay. He kind of looks at it and goes, all right. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
That's all right. Just doing your job, buddy.
Well, where you going?
We got something to check in the cellar. You don't want to be involved, trust me. Bunch of paperwork.
All right, well, we haven't been down there yet. Might be unstable, mate.
That's
Take
all
care.
right.
Okay. So you guys begin to make your way down to the cellar, and it seems to be remain remarkably intact. But the cellar floor, or the stairway, sorry, is covered in bones. From what you can assume to be other skeletons, there's various discarded, rusted weapons and patches of armor. It's very dark inside. Do you guys have any sort of light source you'd like to use?
I have dark vision.
You have dark vision.
I also have dark vision.
Godfrey has dark vision. Nurlos.
What can you guys see?
Well, I know what I'm looking for. Can I see Godfrey's? Can I see
Stay close to
Mason's
us.
corpse?
Yeah, as you guys kind of descend into the cellar, you can see the body of Layson off to one side alongside a row of cots. And his body
I'm gonna-
looks to...
Sorry, Craig, go ahead.
I was going to say, his body lies still, and you can see there's several large wounds across his chest as he lies within a pool of blood, his eyes closed and his hands lying by his side.
I'm gonna turn to the party and say, what I'm about to do is gonna seem unseemly, and for that I apologize, but remember, the dead don't really stay dead here. And I'm gonna chuck his, bag. I don't know what sort of traveling bag Layson had. I'm gonna...
Sure, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna chuck his, satchel or his bag to the side. And then I'm gonna place my hands on him, and not so much in a, not so much in, a explosion-y way, but just through my hands, I'm gonna channel, a scorching ray just to, ignite his body, basically.
Oh, okay. Sure
Just to
thing.
cremate him, essentially.
Okay, so yeah, with sort of enough placement of your hands across his body, you ignite it, and before long, the smell of burning flesh, as his body ignites, begins to take hold.
Yeah, I would just stand watch until it crumbles away to not much.
Okay. So anything you guys would like to do, or are you just watching solemnly as Layson's body burns to ash?
Godfrey, the bag that he had, can I just take a look in if there's anything that I don't know?
Yeah, go ahead. Alright, I'm just gonna make sure this is complete.
I mean, if he has anything that we could use, then he's kind of dead.
Okay, one moment.
I don't know what he has in his bag, but
Sorry, there's a few things. Okay, so you would find within this bag a light crossbow, a lyre, a dagger, a bedroll, some candles and some rations, a water skin, a disguise kit. There's also 4 bottles of purple grape mash, a bottle of the
damn.
Bottles of wine coming out.
yes, bottles of wine essentially. The Dragon Crush. I can't remember what the full name of it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just Red Dragon Crush, right?
Yeah, that was a Red Dragon Crush. That's correct. Yes. You find 1 bottle of that. We also find a letter within that backpack. Now, John, can you paste me what that letter says? Because there's a few. It says
Is
letter.
it sealed?
I don't know, John. Would that letter be sealed?
The letter was sealed, yeah.
Yeah.
What does it say on the letter, John?
It doesn't say anything.
I take a look at the
I have
letter and I'm
pasted
like,
the letter to you, Craig.
Thank you. So you take the letter out.
I kind of take a look at it and I put it in my pack along with I don't know, the dagger and the wine, I guess. Sure. The rest of the stuff. Anything that's kind of extra that I already have, I won't take with me, I guess, unless anybody else wants anything. But
He has an instrument, right?
Yeah, a lyre.
lyre, yeah.
Yes.
I should write him a song. So I would take his lyre.
Mm-hmm.
all right, I give him the lyre. Like I said, I'll take the bottles of wine. I'll take the dagger, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think I'll use a disguise kit, but I'll leave the rest and kind of just leave it.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll just wait until his body burns
So
away.
yeah, by that point, his body has turned to ashes, and the light from the fires igniting it goes out.
Layson has said where he's from, right?
He has.
Yes.
No, I don't think he did.
He did to me when we were talking.
Did he? Okay.
I have said it to somebody.
Okay.
It was to
I
me
was
when we were
going to
talking.
ask if we wanted to. I don't know. Forgotten Realms cremation rituals. I don't know if people like accept ashes. I don't know. I was going to suggest that we bring them though.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna like mage hand pick up his ashes, and I'll just put them in one of my files for now that I have randomly because
sure.
I'm
Yes.
proficient in calligraphy, so I have files.
Yeah. Okay. So you pop
Lacing
Layson's
into a vial.
You put what remains of Layson into a vial. Okay, so you can add Layson brackets ashes to your
Excellent.
inventory.
I've always wanted to put John in my inventory, and now I can.
Oh man.
All right.
All right, we
I'll
should.
just say to Lace. All right. Sorry,
Can I
Layson.
look? Actually, while we're down here, can I look around to see like if there's any traces of like anything cult-like, anything that might give us a hint as to where the cult went?
I would mention the trapdoor.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry. I should have.
I say it's against the wall.
I should have mentioned the secret door is, or well, trap door, whatever you want to call it, is still open. So if you want to take a look inside that room, so there's a large pentagram drawn on the floor, and there's 5 empty chairs at each corner of the pentagram. There's also a candelabra in the corner of the room, but the candles in them are not lit.
There's nothing else.
No, no, there's not. It's lit. That's it. The room is otherwise is bare and empty.
Hoping to find something that might give us a hint as to what the cultists or where the cults are, but wishful thinking, I guess.
Got the impression from that look she gave us that Wachter might want to find us just as much as we want to find her.
I don't want to give her that element of surprise.
My best bet is, hey, Rudolph Bertovio has been here a while, and he seems to have been keeping his ear to the ground, so he might know something. I think we go and talk to him.
I look at Godfrey and I'm like, we know there's one ally she has, or at least her family has in Valaki. That letter.
That letter. It concerns me for many reasons.
I look over to Nerolos and I kind of like explain to him that we found a letter.
Yes, sure, no problem.
Because he's probably like, oh.
Oh yes,
What?
no worries. Yes,
He wasn't there. But I kind of just briefly explained like we found the letter that tied basically Vasily to her ancestors, more or less.
There's more to it than that, though. I didn't explain it at the time. That letter is
for the girl that we saved.
Yeah, but that letter. So, look, you probably know this, but my father in Waterdeep is a scribe. I've been around parchments and letters all my life. That was a very, very old letter. Far older than the Vasily we met. Believe me, he appeared to be human to us, correct? Well, no offense to the humans, but I've been around a while, and you guys don't live as long as this letter's existed.
Maybe it was an ancestor of his?
Also called Vasily von Holtz? Potentially, but with a family name, you'd typically take the second, the third, junior, if you're cringy, but...
I mean...
That letter is old.
I mean, to be fair, this place is weird enough that it could mean anything. Like, I wouldn't be, like, I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if there's something weird about him at this point. There's something weird about everybody we've met so far.
Locate. Come on, I've explained to you before about, deductive reasoning. Who else have we seen here that is very old, yet does not appear old? There's a potential that Vasily is another one like him.
A vampire?
Yes.
That would be unfortunate.
I mean, there's plenty of ways that you can make yourself look younger. If I really wanted to, I could make myself look like any of you. I could make myself look like me 80 years ago, but why would somebody do that? Especially in such a God's forsaken place as this. I think Vasily might be another one like Strahd.
Do you think he's working for him? Do you think that might be
I
why
have
he's gotten
no
so
idea
close?
about that, but hey, Craig, the letterite is like bequeathing the lands to the Walker family, right?
It was
Not
telling him
quite,
of the
no.
friendship.
Yes,
It's the friendship, yeah, sorry. Yeah, the deeds
very-
were the...
Yes,
yeah.
a very old letter to Lady Lavinia Wachter from one Lord Vasily von Holtz, thanking Lavinia for her hospitality, loyalty, and friendship over the years.
Yeah. It speaks of friendship and... I don't know. I can't read into it more than that. All I'm saying is... this letter far outdates that man.
How old he should be, yeah.
Old is a very relative term, but... yeah. I mean, Craig, could I guess, like, how old the parchment was by looking at it? I'm proficient in both calligraphers and forgeries. And I'm a scribe by background.
What the?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a check is even necessary for that. You gotta tell us at least a couple hundred of years, maybe 300 years old.
Yeah. This dates back many generations of your kind.
So how do we proceed here? Do we ask around and see if anybody knows anything about Vasily, or do we just automatically confront him?
I think we should be extraordinarily careful with that man.
Because if he's anything like Strahd, like...
But here's the thing.
It could be dangerous.
That pops into my mind, at least. If Vasily is another vampire, and is as old as my theory states that he might be, surely he'd be a rival to Strahd. Right?
You would think.
Either that or they're best friends. That would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
But why would a vampire with countless years and power be content living amongst such misery in Valaki?
Unless he's looking for something.
Unless he's looking for something. And what does he want from the Waktas?
That's a good question. You're the smart one here.
Unfortunately, I'm not that smart.
Mhm.
I think we need to be extraordinarily careful with Mr. von Holtz.
Do you think that means that we'll meet him if we go after what's-her-face, Wakta?
For our sake, I'm kind of starting to hope not.
I don't know what to do with this. Should we head out at least? Maybe regroup at the end, talk about this. Maybe we can ask, like you said, what's his face, Rictavio.
I think we speak to Rictavio. He's a vampire hunter, not just Strahd, right? He may know something about this von Holtz.
Yeah, we've asked him about Vasily before, but he didn't tell us much. But I mean, maybe this time he'll.
Well, maybe he knows another that maybe this theory could link into. I simply think he's our best part of Khal, right? I mean,
yeah.
We have suspicions about a vampire. Who better to talk to than the vampire hunter?
Fact. All right. I mean, crap. All right, we should head back to the inn, I guess. right? Is that fair?
Something else just popped into my mind, but yeah. Let's head
We can
back.
talk about it when we get back.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so you guys make your way back out of the cellar and head back up top, and you can see the crowd that's kind of gathered around the ruin seems to be losing interest and are being kind of shuffled off by actually Isaac Strasny. You can see is kind of taking charge, and he's kind of yelling out towards the crowd for them to disperse and return to their homes. And as you guys kind of ascend from the cellar, he looks over at all of you, and just a deep glare meets each of your eyes as he looks towards you before he kind of turns back towards the crowd and looks out to them as they're moving away.
We need to talk to him.
That guy scares me.
He might have information for us. We should at least maybe talk to him.
We should talk to him.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm gonna stay behind the.
I'll walk up to him.
Lokai, he seemed to respect your acts, so you should
I don't
probably
think
go
he did,
talk to
but
him.
Anyway, I'll walk up to Isaac. Go. Hey.
He just kind of turns and meets your eyes, and just looks back towards the crowd and goes, "Hello."
I'm sure you've heard of what's happened.
Yes,
We got questions for you.
you've got questions for me after your meddling has destroyed this house. These poor people, scared. Destruction in Valaki. It's not common. Look what you've done.
Yeah, that would have happened anyway had we not meddled. So you're welcome.
He kind of looks at you and says, "Would it? I was making headways in my investigation, and I had it all nice and sewn up. Then you lot came barging in, ruining everything."
Well, we seem to work faster. Anyway, we have questions for you.
Why the bloody hell should I answer?
Well, if you want to keep your Baron alive, might be a good incentive as to helping us.
Are you threatening Vargas?
No, I'm trying to keep him alive.
Make a persuasion check.
Are we having like an intimidation off? Is that what's happening?
so the eyebrows are being gradually raised and raised and raised.
Oof. Yeah, a 7. Not good at charisma.
He kind of takes a deep breath and kind of shifts his weight around slightly and says, "I don't see why I should help any of you lot."
I look to the others, I go, alright, you're lost then. Maybe then your investigation will turn up better on its own, like it did this time around.
He just kind of scowls at you. He doesn't say anything.
I fucking walk away. I just
As you walk away, he says, "That's it. Get lost."
Huh.
I would like to rage. No, I'm kidding. I really want to turn around right now.
At this point, he kind of turns and calls out to the guards that are kind of picking through the ruins and calls out for them to fall in amongst them, and he begins to lead them off back towards the center of the town. Is there anything you want to do?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
That idiot can keep friggin' doing nothing. I like storm off like I'm steaming, like I'm mad.
You're steaming. Okay.
All right, to the inn, because whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the inn. Okay, so you guys pass through the streets, and there seems to be a lot more folk on the roads at this, even though it's kind of later in the evening by this point. Seem to be talking in hushed tones, and occasionally some of them look out towards you as you pass by, and they kind of move along as you do, before eventually you guys arrive at the inn. Let me just put on the nicer music as you guys make your entrance. So once again, you're greeted by the warm, sometimes stuffy interior of the Blue Water Inn. Seems to be a good few more patrons than usual on this evening. But you can also see Rictavio by one table by himself, still disguised as Rictavio, I should say, Rupert Van Richten. You can see there's a few locals kind of at the bar nursing drinks. So yeah, what would you like to do?
I'll say to Lokai, hey Lokai, should we go get everyone drinks?
I need a drink.
All right, you guys find a seat. We'll get the drinks.
I was just gonna head straight over to Rictavio.
Okay. And so Lokai and hey, I know Godfrey said you guys, but it's just Nurlos because Nathan's dead. So is it Godfrey and Lokai then heading up to the bar to get a drink? Okay. So we'll do you guys first. So once again, it's same Martikov lady behind the bar. She kind of nods at you as approaching and says, I will be this evening.
3 other wines. The good one, if you've got it.
We certainly do. It's 5 silver for a cup.
Very well.
Is that bottle you're after, maybe?
We'll get cups.
Okay.
I'll pay the 5 silver. While she's getting it, I'll turn to Lokai and say, hey, Lokai, do you remember who was cozying up to Irina?
I knew I didn't like that guy.
Do you remember who the other person we've seen who's obsessed with Irina is?
Sure is. Seems a little convenient, don't it?
And do you know what we suspect about one guy that links the two?
What's that, Godfrey? Please explain.
They appear to be both slightly vampiric.
Where's Irina now?
So we're mixed with, 2 powerful theories, assuming that Vasily is indeed a vampire. Either Irina is irresistible to vampires, but some men have types, or they're the same vampire.
I don't like where this is going, Godfrey. I really don't.
I haven't liked where we've been going since we got here.
Okay, let's say your theory's correct.
I really hope it's not.
What do we even do about this?
We find a way to leave this place as soon as we can. Lason's already dead. I don't want any of the others to die.
What are we gonna do, though? Like, realistically, where are we gonna go?
We gotta find this wizard. I hate to be slightly holier than thou, but wizards quite often are the best at finding solutions. Or causing problems, I'll give you that, but we gotta find this other wizard. We might know a way to leave.
I agree. Thing is, doesn't that put Irina at risk in the meantime?
I don't think there's anybody here who's not at risk. Also, I would say if Irina truly does have 2 vampires lusting after her, she's probably the most protected person in all of Barovia.
Fair enough. My question is this. Why... Okay, let's say she's the target here, and they both want her, or whatever.
You always have such a way with words.
I know,
target.
but like... I'm very blunt, okay? I don't
I've realized.
Fancy
yes.
words like you. Like, why don't they just take her?
I think there's a satisfaction in winning someone over, right?
I look at him like you're telling that to me, like really, like...
I think they want her to want them. I mean, obviously Strahd, and we don't know about Vasily, but Strahd has the power to take anything he desires, but...
Well, Vasily's been hitting on her too.
Yeah. So either he doesn't know about Strahd, or he doesn't fear Strahd.
There's no way nobody knows about Strahd here.
Or he is Strahd. I don't want to consider that one, because we've already met him and he's probably, like, less than 500 meters from us, but...
Yikes.
Hmm.
I mean... I don't know if there's anything we can do at this point about it. even if it is the truth.
I think we need to focus on finding the wizard.
I think so. I mean, this little side mission of ours to find Wakta is one thing, but I think we need to get back to what we need to do as quickly as possible.
I think so. I think we probably all die here if we don't.
Yeah. I don't want us to all end up like that. If possible.
I agree.
All right. Do we have our drinks yet?
Yes, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the dialogue, but yes, you guys have been given your 3 cups of wine.
Where's my drink?
Lokai the impatient.
All right. I grab the drink.
Okay. Yeah, so if you guys are heading back over to Nirlos, you were moving to join Rictavio, or well, Rudolph Van Richten in disguise as Rictavio.
Right.
Okay, so as you approach him, he seems to have been kind of staring off into the distance, but as you approach his eyes kind of widen, and he says, "Ah, Nirlos, my friend, come sit. I understand that you had a busy day."
An unfortunate busy day.
Yes.
I know
Oh.
you seemed to enjoy the company of Layson, but unforeseen circumstances have arisen.
What do you mean? Speak clearly.
He is dead.
I see. Barovia claims another. He looks down before meeting your eyes again, and he says, "I'm sorry to hear about that. Layson almost seemed like a kindred spirit, maybe in another life. How did he fall?"
He doesn't know.
Well, my assumption would be demon worshippers and
Yeah,
skeletons.
Okay, so you kind of describe the situation, and he says, "Unfortunate. I'm so sorry. I understand he was a close friend to you and your allies, and, well, hopefully it doesn't make your job here too much more difficult. But I understand that Lady Wakta got away."
Yes. Another unfortunate bit of business for today, and we're not even done.
No, indeed. And by this point, I would say Godfrey and Lokai, you guys have kind of moved over. And you wanting to sit down at the table as well?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says,
I was going to say, in fact, my companions, at least the small one, has an inquiry for you.
"Please, go ahead, Godfrey. I'm happy to help however I can."
I assume we can speak without being, overheard by nearby patrons, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, most people seem to be kind of talking. It's certainly not a lively atmosphere, I would describe. There's no people kind of dancing or jumping or yelling or anything like that. People seem to be fair in conversation.
Alright.
It's an unmuted
I'll
tone,
just
but-
quietly say to him, "So, what do you think or know about Vasily van Holtz?"
Well, by appearances, he's quite a fine young man. He helps the locals here, gives them food when they go hungry, and does what he can
But you've been around here a while, right?
I have, yes.
Have you heard of any of the previous Van Holtz?
Not exactly. No, I know he has a manor within the town here.
I found a letter from Vasily that is far older than young Vasily appears to be. By, about a factor of 10. So,
What are you saying, Godfrey? That Vasily is
Vasily
not
may
from
not be
DnD?
entirely what he appears to be.
I see.
I don't know if his great-great-grandfather was named Vasily, but I don't see any second or, any sort of suffix to his name, so...
I can't say much about the family von Holtz. Vasily is the only living member, as far as I know.
Don't you find
And
that a little bit strange for a noble family?
Certainly, yes. They're normally quite large. Heirs
I
fighting
mean,
over inheritance.
No rival cousins, no uncles, no... nothing. Just him.
Yes.
I'll hand Rictavia the letter. So we can
Okay.
look at it.
kind of takes it and reads through it, and he says, "Yes, that is quite worrying, isn't it?"
My second question would be, and forgive me, I've never met a vampire hunter before. It's very interesting for me, but do you have any sort of means of detecting vampires?
Well, detecting. It's not a trail you can follow like a dog exactly. There are certain ways you can prove that someone's a vampire. Certainly, direct sunlight, which unfortunately we are lacking. You could expose them to their own reflection. They certainly won't have one of those. Is he all right? Is that all the kind of cliche vampire?
Yeah, I
thing?
love it. Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I love it.
It's hard to say. There is no foolproof way, unfortunately.
Is there any magical means?
Not that I know of. Perhaps if you're looking more towards the magic of a cleric or a priest, not in my field, I'm afraid. I will say, it seems bad.
Certainly does.
My
Yes.
question, Vasily, really was a roundabout way of saying, do you have any suspicions there's more than one vampire in Barovia?
Well, there's certainly the spawn that Strahd has created himself. Those are vampires.
I mean, like, fully function, like Strahd kind of guys.
I certainly don't think there's anyone nearly as powerful as Strahd himself. Rivals or allies, I also, from what I know of him, I do not think he entertains anything of the sort. Power
So,
absolute is
By
what
that theory, if there was another vampire, Strahd would probably do his utmost to see them gone, right?
Certainly, yes. If they were even a minor threat, he would, I assume, swiftly deal with them.
And assuming Strahd's power is, pretty widespread as we've seen, were a vampire to live here for a few hundred years, at least, Strahd would probably become aware of their presence at some point, right? Or are vampires really good at hiding?
Well, they can disguise themselves and turn into all sorts of creatures.
Great.
They can be hard to track down, but there's also a vanity to them. They don't work exclusively in the shadows, I suppose, is a good way to put it. If Vasily von Holtz was a fully fledged vampire count, then I think it would be apparent.
And
At least
Strahd
that's my-
wouldn't have tolerated his presence for...
Certainly not. I wouldn't think so.
I'm gonna look at Loka and be like... So we are left at the two most polar of conclusions. My hypothesis can state that either Vasily von Holtz has a lot of relatives named the same as him. Vasily von Holtz, well, I guess he could be something else that was very long-lived. He doesn't look like it, though. Maybe a changeling of some sort. Or Vasily von Holtz is Count von Strahd von Zarovich.
Von Strahd von Zarovich.
Von Strahd von Vich.
It is possible. It's certainly within his power.
But then we have to establish why.
I can't say.
Perhaps rule with an iron fist as Strahd and a friend with a smile as Vasily?
Well, one thing to note is that Valaki has always prided itself that Strahd has not set foot within its walls for a very long time.
Would he abide that?
Certainly not. If he wished to be in here, he would be. It could be a way for him to keep an eye on the village, perhaps.
And
From
put it
afar.
this way, we've been given a map by the Baron, and this looks like the main bastion of, life in this region.
Yes, it certainly is, yes.
And you think Strahd, well, you don't think this, I'm being rhetoric, but you think Strahd would be fine with leaving that unchecked.
He could be apathetic towards it, I suppose, but Strahd is a man, or a monster, I suppose, who seems to admire total control and power. I don't
Right.
think he would let a village run itself without him keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It would explain why he wants that alliance with the Walkers. If she became Baroness, he would have some link of power to the village.
Certainly, yes.
But why the charade?
That is a good question.
Well, like I say, he can rule with an iron fist as Strahd, and he can rule with a smile as Vasily, perhaps.
Yes,
right,
that
but
is.
why rule with a smile?
Because it's
That
far
is-
easier to get people to do what you want if they want to do it.
Maybe
Fair.
not that. Maybe he's looking out for his possible enemies or threats. Because, you know, if he's walking around as a commoner, nobody's gonna perceive him as a threat.
That too?
You know, and every ruler has their spies. He just happens to be his own spy,
Yeah.
right?
No, I agree.
I mean, that's all assuming that he is who he is. The problem is like I said before to Godfrey, what do we even do? We can't do anything about it, really. Unless we revealed him as Strahd somehow in front of everybody, there's nothing we can do about it that wouldn't get ourselves killed or somebody else killed.
I feel like that'd probably, result in our untimely deaths.
So we kind of have to accept it for now, if that's the case. I mean, we might want to keep Irina out of it, but
Yeah.
I don't know how successful we can be at that.
Yeah. I don't really know what we do. I think we just gotta find this wizard. He might know more.
I think we just keep following that prophecy, finding ways to stop him. It's the best chance we have.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
Yeah.
just wait and he'll come after us at some point, I guess.
I guess so, although he seems to be content to toy with us for now.
Well, he did say that vampires are vain.
That is true.
One thing, if I may suggest, have you thought about paying a visit to Vasily's manor?
Wouldn't he be there? Well, if our theory holds, he maybe wouldn't be.
It may be worth looking into, but I don't know what to do about it.
I feel like checking his manor might be a good place to start.
I mean, worst case scenario, we can act as if we don't know what we know.
Yeah.
How's your acting skills, Godfrey?
Impeccable. Well,
Too bad we don't have a bar. Oh.
Yeah. Looks like we might be walking around another house invisible soon enough.
Go-to strategy, go!
Entire
hasn't failed
Castle
yet.
Strahd is going to turn invisible and walk around Castle Ravenloft. Push Strahd down the stairs when he's not looking.
All right. Well, in that case, we gotta deal with Lady Wachter first, really.
Yeah. We got a lot to deal with.
That's one thing we want to ask you as well. Is do you have any information on Lady Wachter or her friends?
No more than yourselves. However, if she is friends with Vasily von Holtz, perhaps she will seek him out.
Perhaps she will. Oh, God. Hopefully she doesn't know that we found those letters, because if
The house burned
Vasily
down.
finds out that... Yeah,
The
hopefully
house
she...
burned down. It's fine.
I hope she thinks those letters went in the fire.
Let's flip and hope so.
Because if they don't, then we're going to have bigger problems.
I mean, you know, we've already had problems. We're here. Remember, this
Yeah,
is
we're here in
Problovia.
Licensed Nut. It is Problovia, that's true.
All right. Crap. So what's our next move then?
Well,
As
how
it
I'm
was not
feeling, go to
exactly-
bed.
I don't even know where we start looking.
I think Vasili's mansion might be a good place to start. We might even find Lady Wachter holed up there. See if we can get,
Anything.
anything. Yeah.
All right, we can worry about it in the morning, I guess.
I
Okay.
guess so.
Thank you for the chat. What's your face? I forget your name every time.
That's quite all right.
Rictavio, Rodolfo, whatever the hell your name is.
We'll stick to Rotavio whilst amongst the others.
All right.
Rodolfo.
Rodolfo, yeah. Okay, so are you guys all heading up to your rooms at the inn essentially and bedding down this evening? Okay, so you guys sorry, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. There was something I want to do.
Okay, what would you like to do?
I want to open the letter that I took off Lason's body.
Okay.
This is why I don't let Lokai keep the letters.
And I want to read it. What? Excuse me. I can read it.
Okay. Sure thing. So bear with me one moment.
No problem.
I apologize for my bad writing skills.
Hmm.
What, you're a
He's
playwright?
So the letter reads, "My dear Anna, I am lost, but I hope this letter finds you. I have written at every camp since whatever happened to me. I wanted to ensure I reached you one last time in case I am to perish. If I am not to survive, I want you to know I love you, Anna, forever and always in my heart. Take care of Andre and Sophia. They will not disappoint you. They have our life in them. They are bound for great things. Children, love and care and take care of your mother, but do not forget to find someone in life that makes you as happy as she did to me.
Oh my god.
There's too much hate and despair in this world. I promise that if you see me again, whatever the circumstances, they will be amazing and grateful times. Much love, children. Papa."
Oh man.
Well, he's dead.
All right. I close it. I'll reseal it, I guess.
Sure.
Can I walk over to Godfrey's room?
Sure. Yeah.
Knock on the door.
I'm reading my Barovian tome of theology.
Oh, right. Okay. I think before Lokai, I'll just bear with me 1 second.
Sure.
Because there's quite a bit of information in here. And Godfrey, do you want to make a religion check for me whilst you read it?
Yes. I'm
So just
also
for-
good at these.
Cool. For everyone's reference, just in case you've forgotten, this is the book that Godfrey found within Fiona Wachter's study, and it was just a book on theology that he found.
That's it's only a 10, so it's a 17.
Okay, it's good enough.
I'm
Sorry,
not about to
that's fine.
summon Cthulhu, am I?
No, but it's an interesting read to say the least. So bear with me 1 second. So many different pages of notes tonight. Anyway, so there's no name on the tome, no author across the front. It's just a leather-bound book, but it looks fairly new, likely only decades old compared to some of the other tomes you saw on the bookshelf, which look to be potentially hundreds of years old. It's written by hand with a neat penmanship, and through reading, it appears the author is named Medor Alen. Okay, and it appears they were a scholarly cleric and another trapped visitor to Barovia. And by reading it, you get the sense that they thought they could find a way to escape the land through divine intervention, and decided to document all they had learned through this book. The first 3 quarters of the book seem to concern investigations into the Morning Lord, and it seems to be that the Morning Lord is a god of dawn, renewal, life, day, healing, spring, and many other concepts associated with the sun and positive energy and forces in the world. It explains how Medor the Morning Lord is essentially the only deity of major public worship in the land, and he theorizes that he may be a splintered fragment of the deity Lathander. So that's the similar deity from Forgotten Realms. However, unlike other interactive and undeniable pantheons and gods that you've potentially heard of and even potentially experienced yourselves from back home, the Morning Lord seems to be more of an abstraction and could be argued to not exist at all, except for a sparse few clerics who seem to be awarded divine magic by the benefactor. The author lists the churches in the village of Barovia, Valaki, and Kresk as places of formalized worship. Following that section, there is a small section that concerns a deity known as the Mother Night, or Mother Night, sorry. But it seems to be held in whispered contempt by most Barovians who do not pray to her. And the author seems to determine that there's some small pockets of fervent, quiet worship, including, and this is a quote from the book, the old crones at the dismally descript Old Bone Grinder. The other parts seem to include that folklore from the few Barovians willing to speak on the subject say that the Mother Night sent Strahd himself as a curse to punish the Barovian people, but there seems to be little evidence to suggest that is actually true. At this point, though, the book takes on an unusual descent. The fine penmanship and neat notation breaking down into a section entitled The Malevolent Remnant, where the author seems to be recounting a dream that they had. It reads, "Weightless and with no effort, I flew without body over the drowned ruins of civilization and a sea of fog. Higher and higher I soared, beyond a black wall, alight with green fire, on which perched vultures of the abyss, until I arrived at an edifice of rock that called me to enter within. I passed through frozen earth into an endless black. Within that void, 16 dark beings did I count, but their forms were hidden, their visages warped and refracted by a thick and luxurious amber. I felt myself measured and weighed, my souls stretched out for all to see, their sickly gaze upon me. Gifts and pacts were offered, but I remember little other than my desire to claim them, and a deep fear of the true cost. I remember nothing else, but I am now cursed with a desire to return to this place. I know not where it is, but I must find it." And that seems to be the end. Okay.
Okay.
So at that point, Godfrey, you hear a chapping at your door.
I will open the door to the chapping.
Okay. So Lokai, you stand before Godfrey.
Yo. I read this letter, the one that I picked up from Lace and stuff.
Hmm.
We're probably gonna want to get it back to his family.
I mean, I would love to do that, but we need to leave here first.
No, I'm giving this to you for safekeeping, so we can get it back to his family, is what I'm doing.
Alright. Well, if we make it back, we can take it to his family.
Since I seem to be in the thick of the fight, I just don't want it to get ruined or whatever.
Well, I've seen you take hits that would pretty much, let's just say I wouldn't withstand, so we'll try.
That's it.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Okay.
Just tap him on the shoulder and
Sleep
go to bed.
tight. Okay.
Of
So
course,
is there anything else?
God, that half orc is so weird. Alright.
Is there anything the rest of you would like to do before you bed down for the evening? Or are we all quite
No, I will.
I'm sleepy.
Oh,
Okay.
I would just do a little bit of initial work on the song.
Sure. Okay.
Then I just-
Perform.
So we look forward to you performing that live on stream, Justin. That will be quite a treat for us all. I'm
It
sure.
is not a song with lyrics, so
Oh, right. Okay.
I still
don't-
stand by it. I still want to hear it.
Anyway,
Alright, someone buy me a music thing and I'll do it.
a music thing. Okay.
Music software and I'll do it.
All right. Okay. All right. So whilst everyone beds down and their thoughts drift to poor Layson, lost to the party, now that's where we'll go ahead and end it for this evening, and we'll rejoin the next week. Unfortunately, John is leaving us for 2 weeks now. He won't be back, but
He's that
we'll-
dead.
He's that
Yeah,
dead. Yeah,
so dead.
that's our rule for Curse of Strahd. If you die, you have to sit out 2 weeks, unfortunately. So if Connor dies, he has to sit there just manning the stream for us and not able to. But yeah, that's it for tonight, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, we'll see you all next time, I suppose.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.